Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot, it's me Matt here. Before we get started, sorry if my voice is a little bit off. I feel a bit stuffy, my throat feels a bit sore, so I might sound a bit weird. Anyway, on Friday I announced a special challenge, Meditation Week, and it's basically a week of meditation, as the name suggests. If you haven't seen the challenge already, I highly recommend you go and check out the video about it because I explain the challenge there. There's actually two challenges, one easier and one harder. But anyway, I wanted to motivate those of you who are doing the challenge, who are in the middle of meditation week now, or who are just starting it. And also I wanted to encourage some more people to actually try it out. And I thought a great way to do that would be to give you guys some tips for this week of meditation. So tip number one is to not confuse guided meditations and breath meditation. This challenge is for sitting breath meditation, which is where you sit down and you pay attention to your breath, and anytime your attention goes elsewhere, you redirect it back to your breath. I've noticed this quite a lot actually in my comments recently, particularly because I've put out some guided meditations myself, is that people get confused and they think that when I'm suggesting you meditate, that you listen to a guided meditation. These are two entirely separate things, they're not the same thing. Just because they have meditation in the name, you know, daydreams and lucid dreams are entirely different things even though they have dream in the name. Guided meditations and meditating are entirely different things as well. They each serve their own purpose. Guided meditations are a guided experience where you're kind of this passive observer following along, trying to implant some kind of suggestions in your subconscious, or trying to relax, or trying to fall asleep, or whatever. With breath meditation, you are training your brain, you are actively training your brain. So it is very, very different, and this Meditation Week challenge is about training your brain. So as much as I do want to recommend checking out my guided meditations if you like that sort of thing, for this challenge what we're doing is breath meditation, don't get the two confused. And just as a final note on that before we change subjects, there are also guided meditations designed to teach you how to do meditation yourself. But again, you know, you can use those as kind of training wheels to learn how to meditate, but when you're meditating it's something that you should be doing yourself. And for the purpose of this week, it is meant to be a challenge, so make sure that you are actually meditating yourself. My second tip for you is that if you think 20 minutes is too hard, or you feel like you just don't have the patience to take this challenge, then you need to take this challenge. This challenge is for you, because that's what meditation is about. I just said it's about training your brain. It's about training yourself to be patient. It's about training yourself to be able to just sit with nothing other than your own breath and actually just enjoy that state of being. It's about being able to be present in the moment and not require stimulation all of the time. That's where so many of the benefits of meditation come from. So if you feel like this challenge is too difficult for you, or it's something that you really don't want to do, then you're exactly the kind of person who really needs to be doing this kind of challenge. So I highly recommend even more that you actually try it out. Even if you fail the challenge, at least give it a try. Tip number 3 is to get yourself excited and hyped up for meditation. It is always easier to do something when you're excited to do it. Whereas if you just see it as a chore, you're like, oh god, I gotta get my daily meditation out of the way. That sucks, I don't want to do that. Then of course that 20 minutes is going to feel like a drag. On the other hand, you know, if you pop on here on YouTube and you watch a bunch of people's videos about all the great things meditation does for you, maybe you watch some documentary about meditation or you read a book about it or whatever, and you kind of get excited to actually go and sit down and meditate yourself, and then you go and meditate, then that 20 minutes is going to go by so quickly that at the end of it you're going to want to actually set a new alarm and meditate for even longer. Remember what they say, you know, time flies when you're having fun, so if you can make the act of sitting down to meditate something that you see as enjoyable, you'll get through it a lot quicker. Tip number 4 is to not stress too much about your position, about itches, about distractions and so on. So let me explain that. So first of all, your position. You can sit down with crossed legs in, you know, lotus position or half lotus. You can kneel in a kind of zazen style posture. Or you can just sit cross-legged normally. You can sit, you know, with your legs straight out in front of you. You can sit on your bed, in a chair, on your sofa. Or you can lay down. You can do whatever you like in terms of your position. Just stay in one position. You can even just stand up if you really want to. There are some pros and cons to different meditation positions, and some might work better for you than others, but in general, what I advise to people in regards to sitting position is just to pick something that you can comfortably sit in for the duration of meditation. If that means that your position is a little bit relaxed and lazy, just kind of half sitting on the couch, and that's what it takes to get you to meditate, then sit like that. I actually have a whole video addressing sitting positions and meditation, which you should definitely check out if you want to hear more on the subject and why I think this is the case. Now, I mentioned itches and distractions as well. The next thing, you're going to be sitting there and you might get the urge to scratch your nose or something. If you do, scratch your nose. Don't stress it. You haven't ruined the meditation session because you scratched an itch. It's not that big a deal. Just scratch the itch and then go back to watching your breath. Same thing for when you inevitably get distracted from your breath. You're going to find your mind starts wandering elsewhere, or you start thinking about how long you've got left while you're meditating, or you start thinking about a video you watched earlier, or you start worrying about the fact that you're thinking and you're supposed to be focused on your breath. Doesn't matter. If that happens, all that matters is that you notice it and you return your attention back to your breath. Even if it happens again, like half a second later, as long as you keep returning your attention to your breath every time you catch it happening, that is meditating, and you are gradually going to make progress and get better at it over time. Tip number 5 is each day after you finish your meditation, take a moment to feel good about yourself for completing another day. We are pretty simple creatures in a lot of ways. If we have a bad experience, we feel pain or we suffer, then we try not to repeat it. If we have a good experience, we get rewarded in some way, then we want to repeat it again in future. So if every time after you finish meditation, you kind of mentally pat yourself on the back, you feel good about the fact that you completed it, that you've completed one day of the challenge, maybe you think about something good that happened in this session, maybe you were able to focus a little bit longer than the previous time, or you meditated for longer, or this was even your first time meditating, allow yourself to feel good, to feel proud of that. And that way you'll be much more likely to look forward to meditation tomorrow. Now, for sticking around to the end, I have a bonus tip for you, and that is to check out my playlist called Meditation, a Complete Series. It's basically like a course on meditation that I'm putting out completely for free on this channel, and there's already videos there on why you should meditate, what the benefits are, how to choose the right sitting position, how to warm up before meditating, how to actually meditate, and even how to do it consistently every day, which is something that will be very helpful to you in this 1-week challenge. So I recommend checking that out and watching all the episodes that are currently out through. Stick with the challenge, and when you do complete the week of meditation, let me know in the comments. It doesn't matter if the video that I release is, about meditation, it can be about lucid dreaming, it can be about whatever. Just comment on it and tell me that you completed the week of meditation. I would love to hear from you when you do. Also, in other news, if you didn't already know, I recently released my lucid dreaming book. It is a book basically covering everything that I've learned over the years about lucid dreaming, and my goal was to basically make it a one-stop shop where you could come and you could read the book, you can open it up and you can find whatever you need to know. As some of you know, I started the book quite a long time ago, and then it kind of disappeared off the radar and I didn't mention it for ages, and I actually stopped working on it for a while. But recently I finished it and I've now released it, and you can find it at gum.co/the lucid dream book, or you can check out the links in the top right hand corner or down in the description below. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and enable notifications to stay up to date with my videos. And if you want to keep watching right now, then pick one of those videos on screen, go watch it, and I will see you there soon. Take care.